people in the trenchless industry are all passionate about it because it's like we have discovered a little bit of magic. You know, to dig a hole, put a little hammer in and see it go across the road in half an hour and put in a little plastic pipe without disturbing the road, it's magic. The opportunity arose to have a seminar. Perhaps one of our members, Vermeer, who has always been a strong sponsor, and a couple of other members felt a need that they'd like to partake. So without much ado, we managed to arrange for 2 days of conference, approximately 70 people on each day.
The reason why I'm here today for the Nordic seminar is basically to know more about this technology. As I foresee it being I'm told it's cheap, it's quicker, it can save a lot of money. So yeah, that's quite interesting. So yeah.
Apparently we have a greater urban population today than the entire South African population 25 years ago. So these sewers were not built to cope with such a large population.
So many people in 100 years' time or even 40 years' time. Maybe we look at 20 years' time and we just design that conduit capacity for that time period. And when you start looking at your basic services, you want clean water and you want to take away the wastewater, and that in many cases there's just not the space to go and dig deep trenches and wide trenches to do this. So one needs to look at one thing, where do you need new services and where can you actually use those holes that are already through the soil.
Right, so the guys are just lubricating the liner. That just gives us more flexibility to move around the bends and to get the liner as quickly as possible into the actual pipe.
The first thing you've got to do is, with your existing pipelines, is to look at their health.
Unless you can diagnose and assess the condition of the pipe, you're really going to struggle to do the work properly, just like any good doctor would do a proper angiogram on your heart before he does cardiac surgery. So we too will use these devices to inspect the pipes and to do a condition assessment.
So this means you can either reline the existing services, or in certain cases where the capacity is inadequate, that you can upsize them.
Auger boring has made a resurgence in the States and in other places in the world. We can do up to 1.8 diameter steel casings, 200 meters in length now.
We've evaluated various trenchless projects and compared these to conventional open cut projects. And we found that when we use the same amount of money for a conventional open cut project, and we use the same budget but doing the works this time around by means of trenchless technology, we're able to achieve almost 30% more pipe in the ground. And what that typically means is that for the same budget allocation, we are able to do much more work, we're able to employ more people, and we're able to address our service delivery issues, which are quite pressing and urgent at the moment.
But where it comes in to employ people is the fact that you've got to make connections. You've got to have connections into houses, you've got to have connections where you change the size of pipe. And these you can't do mechanically, these you've got to actually do on a labour-based method. And the person who's doing this is picking up more skill than somebody who's just using a pick and shovel to dig a hole.
Anybody that wants to be in the industrial can, and if a lady wants to, then our ladies must shine.
And if we are able to change our mindset from a government point of view in terms of how we spend our money, we are able to create at times up to 160,000 new job employment opportunities. And by doing this, we're diverting our resources to both open trench and trenchless markets. We also create the platform for new emerging contractors to enter this infrastructure market by providing trenchless technology as a service offering. This again will then attract investment from overseas and allow us to plow this capital back into our GDP which further drives economic prosperity and assists with our socio-economic issues which we have in the country.
I'm actually encouraging the presenters of this workshop to go maybe from province to province and selling this idea to the different municipalities so that they can fully explain how it works and how it's going to also create job opportunities, because it's one major thing that we want done, employment of creation of employment. So yeah, they must move there, and who knows, we can see this technology working in South Africa.
We want what government wants. We want to create 11 million jobs. Here's a way to do 3% of that. If there are 33 or 30 good decisions needed to be made, this is one of them.